Hello there everyone, I am Mark 3 and welcome to this week's mini-series, which is Mindustry. Yes, it was going to be Cortex Command until I derped up, recorded most of it and then found out that I had not recorded most of it. So, Mindustry's up in the barrel instead. Don't worry, Cortex Command is probably going to be next week now. Mindustry was already planned to have a mini-series of its own, so we just swap things around a little bit. We're still good to go. So, Mindustry. Yes, what is this? As you can see in the background, it's got some fascinating doodads going on, and that's because this is it's like a light Factorio combined with a tower defense with logistics and resources, and done with retro-style graphics. So, a whole bunch of different things, and you can hear the chip tunes going on in the backgrounds. So yes, here we go. It's very simple, really. We've got a whole bunch of maps here, which are they've got different environments and some different resources. There's some that don't have resources, and each of these, the goal is to survive as long as possible without your core, which is this yellow and grey monolith here, getting blown up. So it's a survival game. Tower defense with logistics, survival game. And resource management and all that as well, because your guns rely on your resources. So you've got to supply them properly and repair the damage, because it's not, the creeps aren't idle. They will try to attack your stuff if they get too close, and they'll try to break through if you try to block them out completely, or if they just decide, I can't be bothered to go that way, let's just break down this wall. So, you know, they can and will inflict considerable damage to your defences in their efforts to try and get through and take you out. So there you go. The last thing I should mention is Mindustry is available on itch.io. So really easy to get at, really easy to find, and it is on a pay what you like option. So the recommended price is like £4 or $4, so really small. But if you really want to, you can get this game for free. Because, as I said, it is absolutely pay as much as you wish to and are willing to pay. So, with all that said, let's get a round going of Mindustry. Let's see, I want something with water and lava, because, well, you know, both are kind of important resources. Lava is actually mainly used for some of the power plants, but water is actually vitally important. That's why on every map there's actually a bunch of water everywhere. There's a bit of water on that one, there's a bit of water down there on that one. So you can see the map general layout as we go. Let's see. I guess we could drop into grasslands actually, because there's some lava up there, but there's also a whole bunch of water. So I don't know. Or maybe we can go to the caldera where there's very little water. Let's try caldera. Here we go. So, here we go. We are in a volcano. This game is semi-procedurally generated. Let's start by... yeah. The map layout is the same. Where you start is the same. You always start with at least some basic turrets and resource gathering going on. So these are stone drills, which are supplying conveyors to my site. And these two here, because the resource mining outputs to the random sides if there's something there. There's also dropping onto this, which is loading them into these turrets to shoot at nasty things that come to try and kill me. So, you know, we've got some initial defense against the first wave or so. And what I'm doing is delete mode, because there's these random rocks on the map. Also, by the way, you've got your own gun. This is this little spaceship thing. But I'm deleting these because these rocks, A, get in the way of buildings, and B, they actually give you a little bit of stone, as you can see in the top left here. This is my resource count and wave time and incoming and all that jazz. So I'm just going to clean out this initial section, this initial pocket of stone. Just to help me up. Lava is impassable, by the way, to you and the enemy. You can build stuff on it though, so you can create bridges across it if you're so inclined. I just deleted some of my stuff. Whoops. Doesn't actually matter, I was going to delete it anyway, so that's fine. I'll leave the basic guns in place, I suppose. Yeah, that's part of the terrain, that. So, I'll leave the basic guns there, so they're okay. But I am going to get started on getting a bigger stone supply. So, I'm just going to line it up like this. And then I'm going to get some more stone drills, because right now we've got 400. You can get through resources like at a massive rate, especially as you start to tech up. So, there we go. So now I've got this massive battery. There was a wave sound sign. You can see I've got arrows. The waves always spawn in a predetermined place out on the map, so I don't really have to worry about them turning to random. And it's always marked on the map as well. There's a big circle in red where you can't build something. That's where an enemy wave will spawn. So if you build out that far, you can actually get to it, and that'll all be fine. That's about maximum actually for this belt. And these guns are fully loaded. I'll let these guns do the job. And I'll just slap down a bit of extra walling to protect it, like so. So yeah, some basic stone walls, 50 points of health, and the first enemies are coming in. Let's see. There's a small iron patch, there's some coal. There's not much in way of iron nearby, honestly. I do, however, have nearby uranium sources. And we've got a nearby patch of titanium as well, so that is some interesting stuff. Okay, here comes the first enemies. Really small, really light, they're just trying to find their way. And then my defensive guns are just opening up. That's the first pod down. And here comes the next one. There's always going to be 3 pods. In this case, it was 1 enemy each, so yes. But I am really going to have to expand outwards to find more resources. And that's the thing, if you want more resources, you need to go outwards. There's some nice iron patches out here, actually. Iron is my next tech level. Just flat out raw iron. I need more iron. Then there's also coal and stuff as well. So that's also a thing. Gotta be aware though, they will try to murder your transport systems as well. So that's a thing. I guess I'll get a really tiny trickle of iron coming in now. I'll hook into this one. Actually, that's a bit too full. So yeah, look, it's dumping a load of stuff, so it actually has some resources in reserve because this belt's not transporting it all fast enough. So I actually have too many mines on there. That's okay. I'd rather have too much rather than too little, quite honestly, and I can upgrade the belts later when I get more material, but look. I have a piece of iron! Yay! Honestly, that's not going to do much, quite, you know. I think I'm going to get additional guns, actually. Let's get another set of double turrets. Those are right next to these. These can input straight into the turret, so these guys are slowly getting ammo reserves back up. So these 2 mines here are purely feeding the turrets. Let's actually get... Let's be fancy. Let's get 3 turrets on each side. Can you feel the security? If you can, I would say stop it, because quite simply, this is not secure at all. In fact, later waves, this is barely going to be a speed bump, so that's why I need more stuff. There is an iron patch over here, but it's really small. I can only get 4 iron out of that. But it's still better than what I'm getting, quite honestly, so yeah. And yes, I did just build over a piece of the iron deposit. I did so very, very deliberately. As you can see, those guys were bigger, and they were firing faster. So as you go, enemies do get bigger and stronger in Mindustry. So you don't really want to be, you know, complacent about it. Not really. In fact, flat out, you need the bigger guns later on anyway if you're going to try and survive. And even then, they will eventually get overpowered based on how you've set up your defense. So that's the good thing about Mindustry. It's like, if you die, it's technically your fault. So yeah. I've got all this going. I want to get to that iron that's over there, so I think I'm going to do a bridge, actually. Can I build a tunnel? No, I can build a... Ah, okay. Yeah. So, more advanced stuff. The tunnel requires iron. What I want to do is get through... I don't want to have the enemy able to get across this. If I recall correctly, a tunnel can go like 4 paces, and yes, lava doesn't actually do anything to tunnels. So that is completely safe. It's completely proof to the lava. It won't care at all. But by using a tunnel, I've actually made a break so the enemy can't try to walk across it. They might be able to if it's like purely conveyors. So that's why I was a little bit nervous about it. And then I'm going to hook into these iron deposits over here to get iron supplies flowing much more rapidly back to me. Also, by the way, you can't build on yourself. In case you just noticed that. Important to note, you can't build on yourself. No, that's terrain. Oops. Oh, there's massive iron deposits up here. I'm glad I came this way. Right, let's set up the drills. We want iron drills. These are good, except for the fact I won't be able to use that one. Or that one, because there's nothing there. So, okay, they are starting to generate resource. And I'm going to hook them into the belt system. Yeah, as you can see, if you click and drag, the yellow arrow is where it goes, but if you start to click and drag, then it automatically goes in the direction you're dragging. So that's the thing. But we've got a massive supply of iron starting to flow. And apparently I've built this belt the wrong way. Oh dear. Yes, I did, didn't I? Oh well, that's too easy to do sometimes. There we go. There, that looks right. That is now a flow of iron heading towards my base. Jolly good, the next resource. Oh, yeah, look, as you can see, these are belts of smoking. The enemy actually got past this time, while I wasn't paying attention, and they actually damaged and destroyed some of my belts. So some of this, and some of my walls as well. So the enemy is already picking up the pace quite severely. I need to do something about this. Let's be cheap and cheerful. Let's go ahead and grab a massive bank of these. Then I'm going to connect a router station, because routers deploy resources randomly to outputs near them. And then I'm going to feed this with a belt here. And this belt will be loading stone. Oh, mine incoming. Oh, suiciders. Ah! Yeah. See what I mean about this? Different enemy types. They didn't care what they hit, they just like, ooh, there's something here, blow up. And that's as smart as they got, so... yeah. Exactly. Right. So they did some damage. Luckily it's just stone. I've got over 1,000 stone now. That's why it's good to have, like, boost your stone income straight away. You're going to lose stuff no matter what. So I've got that. Those guns will be armed. They will help, because those guns there were not enough already, even though I like got 3 guns. That conveyor is working, so let's go ahead and run this down to here. There we go, and that'll patch into this line here with all this delicious stone that's been backed up, and that'll give me a big boost to my economy. We're ready for the next stage, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Let's see, defense. Iron wall is the best I can do right now, so let's actually go ahead and do that. We must protect this place. And I will build another wall like here, so that I can remove these turrets and actually leave the base, which might be somewhat important. There we go. And as you can see, all of these are getting built up. Now these are full, the stone is actually routing all the way down to here. And you know what? Why not? Let's actually do it like this. So, any stone that's not being loaded into the turrets will actually get routed back to my base, because it'll come out of this end here. So as these turrets get full, the routers will just send stone all the way down to here. And then it'll all come out and head to my base. So when the turrets are full, I'll get extra stone in my base. That's fine. What have we got? Who's coming? They're taking their time. Who's coming? Really slow boat. I'm nearby, so they are actually trying to turn and engage me, as you can see. I could try to stop them. At this point, this basic gun is okay to do something, but it's not going to do greatly. And as you can see, they're just trying to funnel through there because they've realised there's a gap. Oh no, they're just being idiots about it. No, they're just trying to push through. They don't really care. Okay. So, I mentioned my basic gun. Can't really do much. As you get better resources, you can actually get better things. Like I can afford a tri-blaster, so it's 3 bullets shotgun spread. I can't afford anything else right now because I don't have the more advanced resources, but I can get flamethrowers, multi-guns, a railgun, and a mortar as my personal weaponry. So I can change how I can assist, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, let's get the next resource, shall we? I'm gonna... Right, for the next resource we have to do a little bit of actual processing. We don't need the water supply yet, though we are actually moving towards the water supply. The water supply should be... Yeah, there's the water supply, just over there. On the other side of an insurmountable barrier of lava. So, yeah, lovely, lovely lava. Now, what I need is to process iron into steel. I don't really want to get an additional belt rolling for steel, because this iron belt is actually looking kind of densely packed already. So, let us begin. To do this, I require a smelter, which is going to be here. This smelter requires 1 coal to 1 iron to produce 1 steel. So, you know, nice and simple. So let's go ahead and steal ourselves. Hardy, hardy, ha. Right. Let's go ahead and steal ourselves. I'm just doubling up the belt here. And I'll go around and connect the other side and once I've got this thing hooked up. So, we've got coal deposits nearby. We've got some iron, but we've also got these big iron deposits up here as well. So I think this will be my coal supply. Let's see how many... Of course, there's that thing there. Like in Factorio, I keep expecting I can drag and drop in a certain direction, and it's like, nope. You've got to, it auto snaps, so you've got to pay attention. Right, coal mine, which requires 25 stone and 40 iron. This is why a decent iron supply was necessary to advance, because I need 25 stone to get 1 iron drill, compared to 12 for a standard stone drill, so that's doubled. And then 25 stone and 40 iron to get a coal drill. So again, that's like ramping it up. So, yeah. Let's get a batch there and a batch there. I can't do much of anything about those 3. Actually, I can get 2 there if I do that instead to reach those central 2, so that's the best I can do. Oh, there was a shake, so there's been an explosion of some sort. And they've just torn straight through that side, so as you can see, this defense is not enough. Oh, they've got flamethrowers, that's why. Okay. So I do need to ramp up my defenses already. Even that massive wall that I just built, which was bristling with weaponry, was just no match for what was coming. So, yeah. My central core took some damage there, and they just burned straight through it, basically. Because it was just not able to stop it. Let's just hook that moves back in, so we've still got the basic defences. And yeah, we need more defense basically at this point. So I'm gonna massively thicken the wall and hope that it holds up, because it's still just iron walling after all. Right, so enemies, you must get through this barrage of stuff to get through. You must be this old to blow me up. Yeah, I think that's right. And we'll also double up the turrets as well. There we go. But this supply system can handle it. The problem is they are still basic guns, so, you know, it's not great. Right, what do we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We've got 19 coal mines here now. So to process it all, we need 19 iron mines. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops, wrong things. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So that's 19 coal. Becomes 21 coal. Becomes 22 coal. Okay, so that's all. That's 22 of each. That'll run quite nicely. We need to get over here and see how the defences hold. This is looks like a more basic enemy type, so yeah, they're just doing massive damage to the walls. They're not that dangerous, so the guns are doing their best, but even so, they just shoot straight through those iron walls. The iron wall is not enough to stop them. Pardon me, I got a bit bunged up there. Poor health is really sucky, just so you know. So yeah, I need to get my skates on and get better tech, basically. In fact, is there a defensive point I can put into place along this route? Yes, there is actually. I can put an additional defensive point along here. It's not going to have the best defenses, so it's going to be in a bit of trouble, but I can at least build a next tier of turrets up here. So the next tier of turrets is Gatling and Splitter turrets, which use iron as their ammo supply. There's a patch of iron here, which I will tap for this defensive barrier. I'll just build, like, massive number of Gatlings. Because if you look, they've got better range as well, so they can hit the enemy more consistently. If I do it like that, ooh, here they come. Right, we need to get this out here now. Right, put that there. Start digging up some iron to just feed it. Oh, they're trying to push through. They are very small, very weak, very fragile things though, so they were okay for the most part. They were not, you know, they weren't murdering me too hard. They died quickly and easily, so the enemy just does change quite rapidly. However, they did inflict some moderate damage to the area, so yeah. By myself, I was able to stop those. But I can't guarantee on that being the thing. So let's go ahead. Mindustry. You know, I've just looked at the time and I've just realised I'm actually now at the end of the first episode. So it's like, I need better things than iron walls. I just don't have anything to, you know, build it out of yet because I'm still not hooked up. Because I was taking my time explaining things. Ah! I blame you, viewers. I blame you guys for my weak defences in Mindustry. There you go, it's official. Anyway, pause. This has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. This has been part 1 of Mindustry. Next time, I will get steel smeltery running, so we can get better materials and better defences, because we need it, quite honestly. We really need it. So yeah. Thanks for watching, and see you all some other time.